2, 1. Here we go. We are live, and I'm blurry, which doesn't appear to be all that unusual. Oh, there I am. Welcome to the Real Inbound update. This week, James is on sick leave. He's got a poorly cold, so he's cried off. He's not joining us. So it's just me and Rich. And I don't think it's going to be a terribly long one today, Rich. You're looking at the HubSpot updates for once, according to my screen anyway. In the last 7 days, there's only been about 6 updates. I feel like you've got a different view on yours.
I have. I'm seeing 2 full pages.
Right. Let's have a look at what I'm looking at first of all, and let's see if we can.
Let's see if we can get to the truth.
See if we can get to the bottom of it. Right. So let me just get rid of James's window there because he's not joining us. Okay. So I am in our demo portal. I have selected the last 7 days for the updates, and I've clicked on in beta. Are you looking at all product updates, perhaps?
Yes.
Aha. Okay, well, let's look at that then. And then let's go back to the 7 days. There you are. Smashing. Okay, so I know there's something that's very, and I can see it immediately, something that's already caught your attention. Shall we have a bit of a chat about that one? First up, the weekly product update roundup.
I mean... Yeah, let's read it through. I didn't actually get a chance to read it through, but it feels like it may make this stream almost redundant.
Say it's not true.
It's not true.
Our viewer will be devastated. Where else are they going to get this combination of entertainment and education than on this show every Wednesday at 12:30?
Well, quite. Absolutely, I am with you. 100%.
It's a very good point. Very good point. Very well made, though. It is certainly a challenge to our dominion as broadcasters. So what we're saying is, you're going to be, by joining the beta, you're going to auto-subscribe into a weekly email. Now, I've already subscribed and I've had the email. The only downside of it, I think, is that it's an email, and if I wasn't being careful, which I was, I would have missed it. But it is there because it's an email, and it's like every other email that you get. But it is there, and it does give you that insight. It does sort of keep you up to date. It doesn't come to life like we make it happen. It doesn't add humor and inspiration, dare I say, like we do on the show. But it does give you the facts, ma'am. So it's pretty cool.
But this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, it's just really an extension of this page in itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the point, the reason that we add value beyond the wonderful wit and repartee is absolutely that we can pick out some things that people might be able to benefit from, and obviously a flat email probably isn't going to do that for anybody unless they've got some HubSpot magic that they're putting in these emails.
Yeah. But I would say there are probably, oh my God, 90% of people probably don't even know this screen exists. I know every time I talk to a client, I show them the screen. It's news to them. And the other one that's really useful on here, they have actually given the whole screen a bit of love lately, but the new to you and the recommended sections are really pretty cool as well. So if you click on the recommended section, it'll show you what it thinks are right up your street, and that's obviously based on your subscription and usage and things. So that's cool as well. And therefore, this email roundup is more of the same, more of that sort of stuff. Good. Okay, so we live to film another episode after all.
I think so. I think that's absolutely true. Yeah. So there is some really interesting stuff on here again. There always is. The devil in detail, as always. Okay, so my absolute favourite, which I'm sure James would have picked out as well, but especially as he's not here with us.
Yeah, let's talk about him. He's not here.
Well, exactly. We can talk about one of the things that he probably would have talked about. So the thing I'm looking at is regular expressions for property validations.
misses.
So it is quite a techie one.
Yeah. What is it?
Well, what it means is you can apply a regex rule to any property value and say things like, does this contain the right characters? So where you may have selected a single line of text or a numerical value as the category of your property, this can actually validate what's in it. I mean, obviously, it depends on your regex skill. You can look for patterns. Obviously, you can look for different types of characters. So you can say, so if it's for a numerical value, does it just contain numbers? Does it just contain lowercase letters, uppercase letters, formatting, different types of formatting and things like that? It can also do some really clever stuff. Regular expressions are incredibly powerful. I'm not sure how much power you'll be able to embed in this particular tool, but if that not being an issue, you'll be able to do some really cool things validating your properties. And I think for data validation, cleanliness moving forward, and trying to move the problems away from the user, i.e. if you add these values as a property, this will help you get better value. So that's all good for data hygiene and all those good things.
Yeah. So we're seeing this is actually the knowledge base page on the regex, the regular expressions, and these are the example expressions. So, for instance, requiring that phone numbers are going to be entered into a certain format, or validating that emails have been inputted with values that follow a standard format. Zip codes or postcodes have a 5-digit or 6 digits in our case, and so on. And just makes it all the language a little easier to understand, I guess, and then, as you say, makes the validation and therefore the data a bit more powerful. And that's my dog wanting to join in because we don't have James, obviously. I'm not sure if you can hear him in the background. We can hear him, I
think. The dog's trying to get a slot for next week, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He's auditioning. There you go. Makes more sense to James anyway. Okay, cool. I like that. That's very funky. That feels like quite high power computing level stuff. What's Absolutely. Next? What else have you picked up, Rich?
So I must admit, I'm gonna plead sort of a level of ignorance on this, but I think the top one, migrate your existing knowledge base onto the new suite of customization tools. Just on the face value. Yeah, that sounds like anything that can help move you into the newest tool set without it being a major pain for you. If you've got a lot of existing activity, then that's got to be a good thing.
Yeah, I spotted this one as well, and it's another one that just makes the software easier to use. That means it makes the software easier to adopt, which, as you know, is very important to us at Real Inbound, being as we are adoption focused, adoption experts. So anything along these sorts of lines is really cool. It also leads me into talk a little bit about Service Hub. I think Service Hub is going to be huge this year. I think it's going to be massive for HubSpot. Sales Hub, I probably had the most love last year. I think Marketing Hub towards the end of the year, and Content Hub stole a bit of the headlines. They were fantastic. The Service Hub is a brilliant upgrade. If you don't have it, you should really look to try and get that subscription, not least for the knowledge base. I'm not sure where he's barking. He's behind me barking. I'm sorry about that, everybody, peeps. Rich, I'll mute while you talk about the next one. Have you got another one for us?
Some of these, there's quite a few salesy ones.
Yeah,
here,
I was going to say, I'm going to pick on the, as he's paused in his barking as well, I'm going to pick on the company research insights in the sales workspace. So I do a lot of work in the sales workspace. I work in it myself, but I do a lot of training with sales teams who use the workspace as well. These company insights are fantastic. There's an awful lot going on here in HubSpot world as well in terms of Breeze AI and what Breeze AI is going to be able to do for you. in terms of powering insights for you. So if you've got a completely cold lead or a prospect, somebody's raised their hand, wants to talk to you, then this stuff can be really, really useful to just to get yourself genned up before you have the conversation. And this, just at first blush, just looking at the examples that they're giving you, it's really interesting. So you're going to get deal insights, you're going to get recent activity, you're going to get risks, and that'll be risks to your deal, I guess. So you'll be able to see, the fact that the deal is aged a little, or it's been static for a while. You'll be able to see your buyer goals and even further company research insights that'll look like this. So this is for the company Salesforce. You've got some news. You've got the competitors. It's really cool. So this is only on Hub, Pro Hub, and Enterprise Hub, and only for the sales workspace. But it's getting stronger and stronger. The whole thing is becoming increasingly powerful. I really like that.
So does this sit between the two things being what's the word when you unembellished records, to this being in the middle, and then obviously the full embellishment process, which is paid for? So is this a free tool in the middle there?
I don't know how much of this is actually free. That's a very good question. It looks like it's coming out. Yeah, it's under the deals section in the sales workspace, and it comes under deal insights. So I'm going to guess that because a lot of this is stuff that you'll have put in yourself. Obviously, the news is web-based. That's coming from some sort of crawl. But this, surfacing this stuff for you, these are your own notes, if you like, in the CRM. So I'm going to guess that's it's this middle play. Whereas if you go full-out breeze enrichment, and you've paid for the upgrade, you've paid to get the 11 extra. On this example, I think, did I read somewhere you've got 11 extra? Or maybe I dreamt that. But Breeze will normally tell you if it's got more information on that company or on that contact available to you that you can upgrade, you can enrich if you want to do it. So yeah, it very much does feel like a sort of middle step. I really like that one.
Yeah, that does look like a good just new feature that everybody can benefit from. It's always nice to have some features that everybody can benefit from that maybe bridge the gap between a paid and a free service, I think.
Yeah, this is quite a useful one as well. I saw this one this morning actually. Now we're able to crop your social media images again on mobile. So we've talked a lot about mobile. It seems to have dominated a lot of the updates over the last few weeks, maybe even months. And it's just getting better and better as a tool in its own right. And now you've got the ability to edit your social posts in mobile, which is great. It's still not the full experience. I'm sure it's not the desktop experience, but it's just going to make that workflow a little bit more smooth. Images are so important to social media posts. You could argue they are social media posts.
Exactly
Being able to schedule those from the mobile version of HubSpot is just absolutely fantastic. So I really like that one. And related, I guess, is the ability to post Instagram stories through the mobile as well. So there's another social media tool upgrade, a very much needed social media tool upgrade. We used to say the social media tool in HubSpot was a kind of good enough tool. It wasn't as good as like a specialist tool like a Hootsuite or something, but it brought everything into HubSpot, which obviously is a good thing. So that allows you to do campaign reporting. It allows you to see where your clicks are coming from, where your contacts are coming from, match them to deals, and see ROI of social media, which is fantastic. But it lacked the sophistication that it's now clearly getting. It's even getting to the point that you're able to do it on mobile as well, which is fantastic news for social media marketers everywhere. You can also do things like with the first comment in threads and ats when you're atting people. It's getting better. Another HubSpot function that's getting better and better.
Yeah, absolutely. All the things you've said, and then also you've got the scheduling tools and the kind of obviously if you've got Content Hub and things like that, you can do remixing and stuff like that to get all your posts to promote your blogs and your videos and all those kind of things, which is all great things. And then as this kind of gets better, and all those things start to, maybe not all of those things, but certainly some of those things start to drop into mobile, the kind of key features. It just makes the point tools are just getting better. They've got point tools and they're just getting better, getting a bit more love and a little bit less like big things. But actually, sometimes we like to see those things getting those incremental changes that actually do enable you to use them more, I think, and also for HubSpot to really make good of kind of like saying, well, you don't need to use Hootsuite anymore because we've got all these tools.
Yep.
And that it makes the subscription better value.
Well, it makes it easier. Again, makes it easier to sell into your team as well. So it makes adoption easier. So if I'm a social media guy and I'm coming off Hootsuite to use HubSpot, I might be a bit miffed about that, in the past, because it doesn't have the functionality that I'm used to. I know I need to. It makes sense. It makes a rational sort of sense. But now, as you say, as these tools, these point tools, start to mature, they start to get better and better. Then it's far easier, I think, to win people over to your side. There's a couple of service improvements. Again, I mentioned Service Hub just. So I just wanted to pick these out. The customizing your out of office behavior for the customer agent, which is really cool. Now, if you haven't got the customer agent or you haven't used the customer agent, this is an absolute mind blower. There are a number of agents now in HubSpot. You'll see them here actually. Though the customer agent is the only one set up on this portal. We've also got the prospecting agent, and you've got a social media agent as well. So that's HubSpot's AI actually, in this case, answering questions for you. And you might want to set the availability here. You can see to when your teams are out. You can manage when you're at maximum capacity. You can manage when you want to say you're away, when your teams are away. How do you divert people to the agent? So just again, a great point solution, getting more sophisticated, and it's time bringing in, and that's what it looked like, bringing in your chat with the AI agent, and the ability to decide when it's going to go there and when it's going to go to a human. The other one I quite like there, the other service hub, is this create and view tasks from the help desk. So I'm a big fan of help desk in HubSpot. It's a combination of what we used to have, the live chat and the ticket pipeline, sort of all in one place. So you're seeing pretty much everything that you need to see all coming into the one place, into the help desk itself. And now you've got the ability to, as it says there, to create and view your tasks from the help desk sidebar, and they'll look like that. So tucked away on the help desk will be your tasks, and anything related to that customer will be there, right there in the sidebar. Fantastic little ad there.
I've got another one as well. So I think you'll probably be over this one as well. The multi-currency support for deal-based goals.
Yes.
I mean, I might just hand it over to you directly because you probably couldn't talk about this much more.
Yeah, well, and it's another one. It's another function that's getting better. So we just touched on adoption earlier, and we know the secret to adoption, Rich at Real Inbound. We know the secret to adoption is management involvement, and management involvement comes from managers' ability to see what's going on, in terms of deal pipelines, in terms of deal velocities, in terms of closing ratios, in terms of reach, marketing effectiveness, and so on and so on and so on. So the big thing for us is that managers are able to see everything in HubSpot. That's the whole point. So here's another development of the goals function in HubSpot. So you can create goals now for revenue, but also for activities and for other stuff that you're doing within HubSpot, certainly at enterprise level. And the ability, like many firms have, to run those reports on a multiple currency basis is really outstanding. It's a lovely little additional feature. So you'll be selling in US dollars, in euros, and in pounds, for instance, and this will allow you to map your deal-based goals directly against the currency. So you don't have to convert anything, or you don't have to make any compromises. You're just going to be able to set the goal to the relevant currency. It's just, again, it seems to be a theme, another level of sophistication to the point tool. There's a good call out, that one, I think. And I'm going to finish. I don't know if you've got any more, Rich, but I really like this. it's kind of, I would have said it was, well, it is service. It's got service there, I guess. So we've now trained, or HubSpot, we haven't done it. That would be cool, wouldn't it? HubSpot now trained its AI to detect the language of a ticket. So again, if you're in multiple markets and you potentially are engaging with your customers in multiple languages, you maybe maybe English would be a default business language, or French or something, but maybe you're in an area where that message might come in English or French. HubSpot is now able to detect that specifically on the ticket, and that's going to allow, as it says, people with those the appropriate teams to receive those tickets. So it's not going to send an English speaker to the French success manager, for instance. I think it's a really nice little development again. It's enterprise customer platform. Hopefully it'll come down the channels as the subscriptions, as it becomes more sophisticated. But I just think that's just again another thing that just makes HubSpot easier to use, makes it automatically easier to use. Any others, Rich?
So just one more, and I'm just literally reading through because I completely missed it. So so there's now some new AI tools around file and image search. So I mean, I'm just going to read it. So so basically, HubSpot will now analyze public files using AI and automatically generate descriptions and keyword tags for each. One that a lot of people will probably badger people about, saying, "Can you please put descriptions and alt text on your images?"
Yeah.
Now, because of this new tool, hopefully the quality of those will obviously be in place, but also increase.
Yeah.
So, and with that data, you'll then be able to use that to help you find additional images with similar properties.
Where's that one? I can't see that on you. Have I missed data entry suggestions? Is that it?
No, it's called AI-powered file and image search.
Is that on page 1 or page 2? It doesn't matter. You've described
it. I think
you described it brilliantly. Anyway, there's always one. That's escaped me. But I love this one as ex publishers, as we both are. We know how important the metadata on images is. Particularly from a newspaper perspective, where you can get into a lot of trouble if you mess the metadata up. If you start showing the wrong pictures on your websites about mislabeled with people with the wrong name or the wrong job or anything else. And of course, there's the SEO version as well. So if everything is just picture, if everything's pick 1 and pick 2 and pick 3, you're not getting any benefit out of that at all. So this tool is doing that job for you. It sounds like a brilliant deployment of AI.
It's definitely a quality of life thing, and I think also, as you've just described it absolutely perfectly, is the idea that people have over time not necessarily taken that little extra step of effort to do all this, but also what HubSpot are also doing with this, and this is the other part of the what they've released, is they've now been able to use not just the file name to queue image search, which a lot of image searches do, actually, believe it or not. But now, because they know that there's going to be more data behind it, they're actually going to start looking at also the descriptions and the alt text that's associated with that particular file, because obviously now with the AI doing it for you, hopefully it will increase the propensity of that data being available to queue your searches.
Yeah.
So the bigger quality of life thing, hopefully, is that the search will get better and you'll see more images similar to the one that you're actually looking for. So
yeah, it's really. I was talking to somebody else about AI earlier, and I don't know whether anybody else has noticed, but I've noticed it's improving now. These hallucinations. I mean, that's a sweeping generalization. It's improving. I'm sure they're all very grateful for my observation, but it's just getting stronger and stronger. We had this initial kind of flood of I can do this and I can do this and I can do this, and then an awful lot of criticism of when those things went wrong, like hallucinations, for instance, when it just makes something up. So in the case of what you've just described there, there's no point in making up a meta tag or alt text for an image that's incorrect. You might as well leave it blank. They've got to be able to rely on the fact that that's going to be factually accurate. It's going to be correct when it's getting added. And I've noticed, a friend of mine said today, you just don't see hallucinations anymore. And it seems to have happened really quickly. We've gone from this. I think we're entering into another stage of AI. We're already becoming extremely tolerant of its use. We're already coming to rely on it. I would go so far. For small businesses like ours, it does an awful lot of stuff for us. That when it first came out, we probably wouldn't have bothered with, and I still think it's the future of CRM. The bit that makes CRM fail, the adoption piece, as we said, particularly, is when people put junk data into it or don't put data into it. So the more
probably don't put data in, isn't it?
Often. It's almost more the omission. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the more AI is going to be able to grab things from your Fathom note taker to populate the meeting update, the more it's going to be able to grab things from email conversations that you're having with the client. So you don't have to do it. The more accurate this data is going to become. Obviously, the easier the CRM is going to become to use, 100%, and therefore easier to adopt, which is really interesting. But the more useful the CRMs are going to be as well, because less will be left to human efforts. Less will be left up to humans messing it up. And I think that's really close. That feels really close.
Yeah. And I think some of that is down to obviously big companies like HubSpot are trying to productize AI and use it in such a way as to be helpful. But also, if they're going to release tools powered by AI, they can't have, as you say, hallucinations and kind of weirdnesses.
That's our viewer, Rich. They're ringing in with a question. Maybe you should take.
Well,
maybe not. Carry on.
I can get my AI to answer it and see what. So the issue then becomes, will the guardrails that people are putting in place to help the AI be guided to the right place? So so we lose some of this sort of baloney, as it were, because if you read AI output, some of it can be a little fancy pants, and some of it can be a little unnecessary, and actually it seems like it's as prone to waffle as humans are, as he continues this thread of waffle. So I think there's lots of interesting things happening, and as people productize AI, it does become a lot less silly, and it's guide rails and all those kind of things.
A lot of the examples have been silly. That it does clever pictures and this and that. But we're using it for standard operating procedures for our own business, for instance. You use it to parse YouTube videos, to produce transcription. It's like an everyday tool. All of a sudden, I feel like.
I think
and you're getting stronger.
The trust thing's really important. You want to be able to trust these things that help you. That's the thing, isn't it? No, it's not replacing you. It's definitely not replacing you. It's helping you to not have to worry too much about what one would consider necessarily the kind of the smaller, like annoying little things that you have to do, and do all those things really nicely, so that you can take your hands off those things and focus on the really important things.
And that's what there are a couple of really good examples in the HubSpot ecosystem at the minute. We've got Gabe, a friend of mine, Gabe, who's got a product that you can talk to enter data into HubSpot. I think that's fantastic. You'll make a phone call to your customers and be able to update your customer records immediately. And another guy, Clement, who's doing amazing things with emails and creating emails from the context of your HubSpot records and from LinkedIn. So it's actually, I've got a lead. I want to send an email to Richard Underwood, and it's looking at my notes on Richard in HubSpot. It's looking at your LinkedIn, your recent activities and your achievements, and it's weaving that into the emails. It's fantastic stuff. And I'm sure we'll talk more about it in episodes to come.
Absolutely.
That's about it. We're on the time as ever. I hope you, our viewer, we do this just for you. I hope you've enjoyed it again. Please, if you do happen to stumble across us on LinkedIn or on YouTube after the fact, leave us a comment. Let us know that you watched. Let us know if you want us to do something different, like, for instance, buy a camera that focuses. That would probably be quite useful. And yeah, let's know either in the comments or get in touch with us via our website, realinbound.co.uk. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye.